This has probably been the most enlightening discovery I have made as a hijabi because I struggle a lot with clothing. As you can see, there's a pile of examples here, but I struggle with adapting clothes to my hijabi lifestyle. And I usually end up like sewing buttons in, sewing closures like shut, and things like that. But I recently have made a huge discovery. And I know hijab magnets are a thing, but they suck. You lose them, they always fall out in the randomest places, or they're just very weak magnets in general. But I bought these for like a cat door, like a cat patio door a long time ago. And then I had a bunch of extras, so I started using them as hijab magnets. And I let someone borrow them once, and they were like, those were the best magnets ever. And they immediately went to the home improvement store and bought them as well. Not only are they cheaper than hijab magnets, but they work so much better. Let me just show you how strong they are. I lost all of my hijab magnets. I was going to show them as like an example. I literally don't have them anymore, but look at, like, these are super strong. They hold together really strong, and they also like hold against like the tugs of clothing that happens a lot when you wear clothes because it's a flexible material. So what do I do with these? You can use them as normal hijab magnets. They're very thin, so they aren't bulky. I feel like hijab magnets always have that like extra plastic on them, but you can use them normally like that. But I have started sewing them into clothes to just like incorporate them and make them so much easier to use, because I think this 12 pack was like $5. So they're not that expensive, and they go through the washing machine pretty well. They do stick to the walls, but it's not like ruining the machine, and I haven't had any issues otherwise. And I have washed the shirt multiple times, which is the one that I've got them sewn into. But let me show you some of the other ways I've used them, as well as how I attach them. It's really, really easy. It's needle and thread and like very basic sewing. So it's not like a intermediate thing. Like, you don't need to go find a tailor or anything like that. And a thread and needle is not that expensive as well. So like in total, these fixes like will fix multiple shirts for like under $15. Let me just show you what I do. So for like hijabs, you can use them as like the normal hijab magnets. What I have noticed is like whenever I go to put on a hijab, I'm like currently doing it, I look for the holes where I previously put the pin in, and that's where I will re-put the pin in. So instead of doing that, I could in theory like look at that's definitely where I've been putting them. I could just sew the magnet in on the underside and then match it up to the part that like folds over, you know, like this is where my head would be. So in theory, I could like put both of them right here. It could pin it, and then I could do the rest of the hijab style with it. I'm not going to sew them in just because I don't use hijab magnets with my hijabs. I use pins. I like them very secure. I like my hijab tight, and I don't like it to move. However, the other thing I will do is like once I have put my hijab on and I've got like the tail, here, I'll do the demonstration. Let's say I want this tail to sit exactly right here. I will fold the fabric like this, tuck a magnet into this fold, and then tuck a magnet under the other side and then magnetize it here, and it will hold it there. You could also just pin it in place. Now I'm thinking about it out loud, but I just find these harm the fabric a lot less. Let's go through the one that I have done and tested multiple times. The biggest issue I find with clothes is the neckline. Like, it usually has some sort of gap and requires you to wear a shirt under, which I absolutely hate. So what I usually do is just sew a magnet, and look, it's pretty strong. Like, it takes a good tug. I never have an issue with it untugging unless I'm like intentionally like changing and need to get my head out. So I have been loving that on the collars of my shirts. But the other like way is like, this is the front of the shirt. It doesn't have one, but the back of the shirt has this ridiculously long opening. So I'll usually put like multiple magnets, or I'll keep this and then put a magnet in the middle, and that helps me out a lot as well. Usually my hijab will cover this, but just in case I'm trying to switch up my hijab style, I just put a magnet there and it closes that out perfectly. For those of us who don't want to use magnets, you can do the same thing with these little closures. The only thing with these closures is I feel like it's a little more tricky to sew them in. The holes are like, there's 4 holes instead of the 1, so you kind of have to make sure you're weaving through every single one of those holes, but they kind of work the same. You can see like it clasps into here pretty well. The other thing that I have noticed, oh my gosh, I'm still wearing the hijab. This is the shirt we're going to be working with today. This shirt has got the collar, so I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to put a magnet right here. But the other thing with this shirt is it's not wudhu friendly. Like I can't pull the sleeves up when I buttoned it. And initially I just put like an elastic in between them, which like stretched so I could pull the sleeve over my elbow. But over time that elastic has not lasted. So I think if I just switch this out to 2 magnets, it will be perfect because I can just unclasp them, and usually the magnets end up finding themselves on their own, which has been amazing. So you don't have to like worry about like rebuttoning or like refinding anything. Let me just walk through how I put these magnets on. Now, first things first, I'll grab, why am I struggling? I'll grab 2 magnets. You want to make sure while you're doing this that you don't accidentally put the magnets in where they will repel each other. You want to make sure they'll stick. So every time I work with this, I make sure to just double check that when I place them, they stick before you sew. It's a very easy fix to like remove and start over, but it is also very frustrating to have done all the work and for that to happen. Let's go ahead. I've got my 2 magnets, my needle, and my thread. For any time you are using these magnets, you will be doing this same exact process, just on like different body parts, different parts of the fabric. It works literally everywhere. You just might have to be a little more secretive about where you're sewing. So for example, here I am, this is not a shirt I wear out, so I'm not really too worried about the magnets being visible, but I'll put the magnet right onto here, but I'll want to sew the magnet into this back fabric only. That way stitches don't show on the front and it's like invisible. The other thing I have noticed is sometimes there isn't like a really great spot to put this in. For example, if I wanted it up here, they kind of cut out the rest of this fabric to make the cleavage. So for that, it would kind of like make these like bumps here in the shirt if I wanted it all the way up here. If I wanted to be, what's his name? Frankenstein? No. What's the vampire? Oh my gosh. What is that vampire's name? I was going to say Voldemort. Oh my gosh. Wait, how can I not remember? What's his name? Dracula. If you want a Dracula vibe. If that's the case, you could put 2 magnets here and put like a piece of fabric that you just alternate on every single shirt. So like you could cut out like a triangle of fabric that you then just place the magnets here and here on this invisible stitch, and then you just have that piece of fabric with the other side of the magnet that you just alternate with whatever outfit you're wearing. I don't really need to care about if there's lumps or not on this shirt since I don't really wear it out. So I'm just going to sew this directly in, but for that flap, I would just cut a triangle piece of fabric. I would then like hem the edges, and then I would put the magnet here and here on both sides, making sure again that both sides attract to each other. And then if I'm using this on another garment, making sure that the magnets that I place on that other garment match the magnets to the piece that I'll be transferring. That way you don't have one that repels and one that attracts. I'm gonna grab the thread. I'm just gonna do a small amount. The smaller the amount, the easier it is to work with. You can always add more as you go, but if it gets knotted, it's a pain. I lost my needle. How does this always happen? Wait, where the heck did it go? I'm just gonna do one of these. What the heck? Oh. How? My 2 magnets. I've got my needle, got my thread. I've got half a working brain. You'll start off by threading the needle. You can do the little grandma lick, and then just take your time and try to thread it. my shaky hands and I are not great friends. Don't always cooperate on this, but hey, first try, baby. And then to knot the end, I take it, I make an X, I put my thumb onto the X, and then I twist and I pull up, and then it makes a knot on the end. If you are questioning if your knot is secure enough or if it'll go through the fabric, like if you're using this on a knit or something, you can do that process again. Just go through, do that again, and it'll make a bigger knot. We'll be knotting throughout the process, so in case one of the knots gets undone, we'll have another one to secure it just in case. Here is where you want to double check that your magnets are on correctly. I do want this as high as it can possibly go without really ruining the style, so I think right here is good. So because this is the bottom one and this magnet is going to be hidden by the other one, you don't have to worry about how many layers of the fabric you go through. You can go through all of them. So I'm going to start off by pushing the needle through that center of this magnet. If your magnet has different holes or different whatever, you can work with it, but essentially you just want the yarn, essentially you want the thread to go through the loop as many times as possible, going all the way around so it holds it evenly from all of the spaces and it doesn't get like pulled out of place by the other magnet. What I will do is go ahead and take the button off. Okay, I wanted to do a top-down view of the stitching. That way you get a little bit more of the exact way it's done. I know this means that you don't get a top-down of the location and how I pick where I want to put it in, but essentially I just place it where I'm comfortable with. You'll see here I put it on the neckline right here, but I've already gone through and done all of them. I just have this last one right here. So for this, I'm going to make sure, oh, see, they repel. So these magnets are attaching from here. I then just line it up. I want it right there. So then I'll take my needle and thread, which has a knot at the bottom. I'm then going to stick the needle in underneath. I'm making sure not to grab the outside fabric, but I'm just tucking it in, grabbing some of the fabric, and then pushing it through the center of the magnet. And then I'll start my loops. So I'll just grab a little bit of fabric from here and then push it through the hole. And then I'll grab a little bit of fabric from here, push it through the hole. I then will come back out here to the next spot that I want to put the magnet in, which is right here. I'm going to only grab the fabric here. That way I can do my knot. I also can like adjust the magnet as needed at this step, and this is where you'll want to like double check it's lined up with where you want it, especially on a piece of fabric you actually care about. But I've already pulled it through once, and then I'm going to pull it through and then go through the two loops and just pull the yarn. I'm noticing you can't see. Hold on, I'll do that again. So for the knot, I just pull through here, and then I will wait for two loops to form, and then make sure with my needle grabbing those two loops and then pulling the thread through, and that makes the knot. I do that twice in between every like 2 or 3 stitches. After that, I'm on the outside, but I want to get to the inside, so I will just go through without stitching and then pull the needle through. It'll bring it back to the center and make it easier to do the loops. Next, I want one here, so I'll grab a little bit of the fabric here, then pull the needle through the middle, and then I'll just repeat that a bunch of times all the way around. I usually do 8. Also, this is where those loops will happen and bumps. Just pull the threads individually to get them loosened. And once I've made my way around, I'll end up in the center again. I don't want to be there for the final knot. I want to be on the edge, so I'm going to go ahead and just do a stitch on the outer edge to get the needle out there. And then I will put the knots in similar to before, just pulling the needle through, making the 2 loops. These guys are a little bit smaller because I don't have much thread left, but just going through, grabbing some of the fabric, making sure I'm in that spot where the needle was initially, and then making those 2 loops, sending my needle through them. The 2 loops is because there's 2 strands of fabric, but pulling that through, now that it's tight enough, I can go ahead and cut the thread. To make it extra secure, I just go in with another 2 knots with the ends of the string. This is totally optional, but I don't trust my sewing or this thread because it is very slippery. After that, I can then cut off any excess thread. And with that, I have sewn it seamlessly in, and then can line it up. And there's my little magnet sleeve. It's not perfect. I definitely should have lowered it a little bit. It's loungewear. It doesn't need to be perfect, but there's my sleeve. This is also how I sew every other one of them. Everything is now complete. I've got the 2 sleeves and the collar. I know this isn't the fanciest way to do this, but it just has saved me so much stress and hassle, and like made it so I don't have to wear layers, especially when I'm like traveling to like 120-degree weather. You don't want to wear layers, trust me. And so this has just been really, really nice. I highly recommend it. If you've got any questions or any suggestions, please let me know, but stay tuned. I'll be back with another video soon.